Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after another powerful panel discussion session on a very, very relevant topic, especially in this post-COVID-19 scenario. Probiotics as functional foods, effects on human health, and wonderful panel with a plethora of experts on probiotics. And it was wonderfully moderated also by Dr. Nisha Hajela. So a big thank you to Dr. Hajela for wonderfully moderating this particular panel discussion session. And our special thanks to all the panel members, including Adam Baker from CHR Hansen, who is part of this respective panel on probiotics. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, on a very interesting topic and subject of how to enable food quality and safety through the entire value chain. I think this is a very relevant and very, very burning issue these days when it comes to food nutrition and food quality and food safety, specifically in post-COVID-19 time. And to talk on this and to present on this topic, I have with me Mr. Kalyanasis Pathak, Senior Product Manager, Analytical, Environmental and Life Sciences from Antylia Scientific. Kalyan, welcome to the India Food Nutrition Summit 2021. Glad to have you here. And Kalyan, before
thanks, Omar.
My pleasure, Kalyan. And Kalyan, before you start your interesting presentation, let me tell you that you are live and we are now with 1,035 plus attendees. So that's a huge number, and I'm sure all of these people are extremely keen on listening from you on a very relevant subject and a very interesting subject, specifically on the key offerings Antylia Scientific has for the entire food nutrition industry. So all over to you, Kalyan, and all the best for a fantastic presentation.
Thank you, Soma. Thanks everyone. Thanks Soma for this introduction and and very sensitive topic during this pandemic situation, like how we can enable food quality, safety, and processing throughout the value chain. We're not talking about any specific domain or specific area of this overall entrepreneurship. Let's say talk about QC, R&D, productions, warehousing, and processing. So we'll be talking about Antylia, how Antylia Scientific can help you on this every stage of this process. And before moving to the next slide, who are we? So Antylia Scientific, formerly known as Cole Palmer, will have a small video. It will give an idea of who we are actually globally and in India.
Human health, the human condition, a cleaner environment, these are the most exciting areas where we can make an impact. The biggest goal of Antylia Scientific is to help science move forward. We are a growing family of talented companies. We design and manufacture products in the pharmaceutical, life sciences, and environment.
The higher purpose of Antylia Scientific is partnering with our customers to accelerate discovery and to improve the scientific outcomes.
Antylia Scientific has two divisions, bioprocessing and life sciences.
Our life sciences division includes specs and zeptometrics, which are focused on external controls, as well as certified reference materials. Those products are used for calibration and testing of a wide variety of scientific equipment. Our Cole Palmer brand is focused on lab equipment and consumables. Traceable is the market leader in temperature and humidity monitoring. These are highly calibrated instruments. Having that kind of accuracy is extremely important. Environmental Express is the market leader in single-use consumables for air and water testing. The tests provide for a faster and more efficient workspace within the environmental lab.
Masterflex is our flagship brand. You've got a product that is so well known and so accepted for its consistency. Customers throughout the world basically are saying we must use this Masterflex product so we can guarantee that our end product coming out is pure, consistent, and reliable.
We really treat our business as a global organization.
We have operations across the globe providing products to end markets in healthcare, environmental, safety, food, agriculture.
Our new identity represents everything we do as a strategically aligned family of companies. Antylia Scientific represents all of us.
So very nicely said, nicely brief about Antylia Scientific. Hope this will correlate. You can correlate with all this Antylia product and offering what we have for you. Now, just to brief discuss about the challenges what we face in food and beverage industry today. The most prominent and the most alarming thing is like contaminations. It can be any kind of contaminations, physical, biological, or maybe chemical contamination or adulterations. The second most important thing is how you like efficiently manage the hygiene of your product. Okay, when you talk about the hygiene, it can be the product or it can be the ambient and atmosphere where your personal is working. It can be the filling area, process area. And the third largest like challenge what is basically how you cope up with the guidelines given by these regulatory bodies like FSI, HACCP, FDA, Codex. So what you need and support, or like you need and supplier, you need and solution provider who can help you in every stage of this particular area, and it will help you overcome these challenges what you face in day-to-day life. So food adulterations or contaminations. When you talk about this particular process, let me introduce Specs, a flagship brand, which gives you solution for entire sample processing, be it grinding, tissue lysis, and milling. We have the entire solutions from sample prep product line. Once you have this particular product in a micron or micron size or nano size, you need to extract that particular product of interest. It can be your DNA or RNA for further genetical studies. You can want to have a species in studies in JCMS or LCMS or HPLC or ICPs. We need and certified reference materials. So we do have CertiPrep offerings, which deals with 4,000 listed product line in inorganic and organic certified reference materials. And we have the capability of making a custom product for you specifically as per your application. Followed by which you need to create, you need to see the purity of the product what you have extracted by an spectroscopy, by an microvolume spectrophotometer, or else you can do an elemental analysis and then followed by an biological contamination studies through an PCR and real-time PCR. On the other hand side, if you're looking for other cleaning up of your products, you need quenchers to clean and extract the product of your interest. And lastly, whatever you need to run your chromatography labs or analytical labs, be it HPLC vials, D2 lamp, columns, SPE product line, everything can be get from a single umbrella and single product flagship brand of Specs. Moving to the next slide, this will be very familiar to your R&D or QC personals. So this talk about the every stage of getting an samples prepared for analysis of biological contaminations or maybe chemical contaminations or adulterations. So first thing is milling, grinding, homogenization. We have talked about the sample prep product line. What we have to offer is geno grinder, ball mill, shatter box. And if your product is very temperature sensitive, we have a freezer mill where you can do the grinding or milling or extraction of a generic product without deviating the temperature guidelines. Followed by extraction and cleaning. And if you're looking for an isolation of DNA, that can be done by a two simple process in less than 2 minutes. Very unique solution from our aqueous sample preparation kit. Moving on to the next slide, as I already mentioned you, we have the best quality, best in class microvolume spectrophotometer with a minimum sample volume of 0.5 microliter for scanning your samples, for getting the purity of your samples, whether you have any kind of protein contaminations or RNA contamination on that. Once you are sure of the quality of your genetic material, that is DNA, you can amplify it, or you can have a qualitative data or quantitative data by using a real-time PCR along with the kits. So we have an entire range of kits offering for you. It can be for your dairy, it can be for your vegetables, it can be your food, for meat and fish kind of products. So we have solution in every stage of your production and every stage of your QC and QA analysis. We talk about the biological contaminations. Let's focus on the chemical contamination now and adulterations. So it can be caused by pesticides, aflatoxins, like heavy metals. So if you're talking about pesticides, the certified unique solutions gives you an complete solution of whatever pesticides that you are looking to analyze. We have a kit which talks about 144 fast moving, firstly analyzed pesticides in an 1 ml ampules. All these particular products, what we are talking about, has been manufactured under ISO guidelines 17025 and 17034. Moving to the heavy metal testing. So we have 30 ml salts at 1000 ppm for mercury, cadmium, chromium, arsenic, etc. And also we have a mineral testing kit. We talk about calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, whatever minerals you are looking at. The uniqueness of this offering is we have multiple pack size available with us. We have 500 ml pack size, 125 ml pack size, and 30 ml sorts. So if you don't want to stock these standards, which is not supposed to be, you can use 30 ml sorts, you can use and you can discard it, because having an 500 bottles using 100 ml and discarding the 400 ml again incurs a lot of financial cost and hazard costs. This is not limiting only to contaminations. We have solutions, we have offerings which can go into QA/QC microbiology, which can go into your R&D, which can go into your production and packaging and warehousing area also. Let's talk about QA/QC and R&D. We have given you some of the glimpse of the products what we have, which is need in day out operations. Let's say stirring and shaking and mixing. So we have rollers, shakers, stirrers, orbital shakers, incubators. Now on the drying and heating, obviously water bath, dry block heater, oven, furnace, ultrasonic cleaners. On the microwave side, we have colony counter, we have IOQ products, indoor air quality product like microwave air sampler, dust particulate monitoring, PM monitoring. So this all can be given from a single source of Cole Palmer or Antylia Scientific. When you talk about the process area or the production area, okay, maybe for application like filling, transfer, dosing, if you want to mix different ingredients processing, okay, and the final filling, we have a comprehensive range of positive disbursement pump in the form of peristaltic, syringe pump, piston pump, and AODD pumps. To support the offering of pumps, we do have validated tubings for Masterflex range and hoses, and whatever you need in the form of static mixtures or gaskets, carboys, or other fittings, that all can be given from our Masterflex brand, which is global leader in fluidic technologies. So when you're talking about the storing and warehousing area, the first thing comes in mind is basically the monitoring. So when you talk about monitoring, today's situation with this COVID and post-COVID situation, real-time monitoring is the key for validation and documentation. So when you talk about real-time monitoring, we are talking about our offering from Traceable, which enable you to record the data, send the data to a cloud through an Wi-Fi, and monitoring it real-time, sitting at anywhere, any location. You can see what is the temperature, what is the relative humidity, what is the barometric pressure, what is the CO2 level of your production area, of your freezers, of your stationary equipment, or the lab area. And to support the storage part, when you talk about food, all the materials are perishable in nature, okay, and they are very temperature sensitive. So we have a complete solution for your storing also. We have 2 to 8 refrigerators, we have -20 freezers, we have deep freezers at -40. We do have -86 for as a ULT for keeping your biological sensitive products, meat, fresh, flesh, the buffers what you'll be using in the QC and microbiology area. And we do also have cryopreservations in the form of liquid nitrogen containers. Let's say when you're transferring your product from place A to place B, you also need to monitor throughout that monitoring time or in transit time. So we have a single-use data logger, which can give you an idea if the product has exposed to a temperature which is higher or lower than your desired temperature. So all this data can be given in a 21 CFR format, provided you opt for certain certification level. When we talk about the consumables, okay, we talk about whatever you need to run your lab. It can be a liquid handling by microprepared surgical paper dispensers. It can be a filtration requirements by vacuum pumps, filtration device, membranes, or else it can be a cell culture consumables which is needed in your microbiology and molecular biology lab. It can be in the form of surgical pipette, tissue culture flux, petri dishes. The most important is basically obviously your personal safety, the gloves, goggles, apparels, apron, and on the production area or the production floor, you need disinfection solutions. So we do have IPA wipes, hand sanitizers, different kind of disinfectant wipes. This all can be comes from a single solution of CP essentials. So in a nutshell, you will find whatever you need. If you are in microbiology head, if you are in your logistic head, if you are in warehousing head, or if you are an R&D head, we have solution for all the stages of your productions and quality certifications. So that's it from our side. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask. We have a booth here, so you can visit our virtual booth. You can get all the resources from there. And if you have any questions, if you want to connect further with Cole Palmer or Antylia Scientific, please be in touch with our support team. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalyan, for that wonderful presentation on a very, very key topic and very relevant topic on the quality and the food safety measurement and the entire value chain. And I'm sure after your presentation, more and more of the attendees and the delegates would be interested and would be wanting to know more about your products and offerings. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to remind you, as what Kalyan said, that our category partner, Antylia Scientific, they have an exhibit booth which is going to be live for both the days of the event, today and tomorrow. So please do visit Antylia Scientific booth in the exhibit section, and please know more about their product offerings and their solutions for the entire food, beverage, and the dairy industry which they are providing. And you will also have the information of their respective sales representatives, and you can get in touch with those sales reps and know more about the offerings and their solutions for the food industry. Kalyan, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, and always a pleasure to have you. And I look forward to having you again in our next edition of the India Food Nutrition Summit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.